Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shruti Smriti Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Mamupetya Punarjanma Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam Napnuvanti Mahatmanaha Samsiddhim Paramam Gataha. So Mahatmanaha is the subject. So Mahatmas. The word Mahatma is well known, like Mahatma Gandhi. So here it is plural, Mahatmanaha. Mahatma is singular. So the Mahatmas. So you don't need a translation for it immediately. We'll see it. The Mahatmas, so Napnuvanti, they don't get. What is it that they don't get? Janma, birth. So they don't take birth again and again. They don't take birth. Means they don't fall into this samsara, this that is not the verse? Number is 15, 1-5. Yeah, it is continuation from 2 weeks back. So Mahatmanaha napnuvanti. What punarjanma? They don't get birth again. Again means again and again. You see, do you know this? When were you born? Do you have any idea? You assume that you were born once in a year. Birthday, you know. So, there are multiple births in this life itself. What is the question of... So multiple births, again and again and again, one is born. Happy birthday. And many returns of the happy birthday. Many times you take birth. Is that something to be opted or cherished? Or is it something to be avoided? Karma. That is something to be avoided. Napnuvanti Mahatmanaha. Mahatmas do not gain birth again and again and again. And what we do, we want birth again and again and again. Many happy returns of the birth. Is it a happy birthday or is it unhappy birthday? Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. There is nothing happy in it. Even I always remember a person who is 75-year-old need not be that sick, but he is very sick. Need not be. It depends upon the lifestyle. And so he is very sick by choice. That is not a man, by choice. So he chose a lifestyle that makes people sick, and therefore he was very sick at 75. But a birthday is arranged, 75th birthday. Well-to-do people, therefore big hall, these balloons and all that, all nonsense, all unnecessary things, polluting the atmosphere and all that. Balloons that hang from above to below, and balloons that move up from below to above. All kinds of things, and then a huge cake, 5 stories or whatever. And then all these vardis assembled there, men in suits and boot and suits and all that, tie and all that, and women in silken saris with golden ornaments. You know the Indian thing it is, I suppose. So lots of food is there, drinks are there. And then everybody is waiting for the cake to be cut and to get a piece and start eating and drinking and dancing, whatever. But this 75-year-old person is sick, All this is meant for him, and he is not in a position to walk in. So he was brought in a wheelchair. Is it a happy birthday or should we sing unhappy birthday? What is happiness in it? And he comes with, I'm not ridiculing, I'm just seeing the lot of the samsaris. That is what, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So they brought him in the wheelchair, look at that. So he cannot walk by himself, it's okay. Illness is illness. Then they brought an oxygen cylinder also along with him to inhale and exhale. There is so much oxygen around, but that doesn't work for him. He has to have his own oxygen cylinder, and so comes with that. And there is no life in his face, and so he is just living artificially. And then he comes and he cannot even lift the small knife, but somehow they make him lift the knife and cut the cake. Kya baat hai? What are all these samsaris doing? Punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam. They want it again and again. What a misfortune. Mahatmas, they don't get it. Napnuvanti. Why they don't get this birth again and again? Because birth comes with death also. And between birth and death, what do you have? Janma and mrityu. Between them you have jara and vyadhi and dukkha. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha anudarshanam. Gita. So that is what it is. Mahatmas, they don't get all of that. That bondage is not for Mahatmas, napnuvanti. We have covered it, I am giving a small recap. Why they don't get? Because mamupetya. They have reached the divinity within. Mam, Atmanam, upetya. Shri Krishna is the Atma, and so you reach. Shri Krishna is not somewhere above. He is in you as the innermost self. You reach there. You can easily reach. Upetya, Upanishad. Upetya. Upa is always about the divinity within. That is how Upa works. So Mam Upetya, having reached myself, the Atma, shining in the heart. Mahatmanaha, they do that. It is done very easily. What all you have to do is rise above the body-mind identification. Or even simpler, rise above the body-mind, that's all. What is body-mind? Body-mind is, it comes with what is called the immediate. There is immediate. Body-mind, so enveloped by the immediate. So the immediate is my house, my wife, my children, my family, my bank account, my religion, my culture, my this, my that. That is the immediate. And then my illness, my financial troubles, and so my friends, my enemies, that is the immediate. That is the immediate, right? So my political party, which is going up or coming down, that is also part of the immediate. Right? That is the immediate. You understand the word immediate? It is a noun. That is how I am using the immediate. So, the immediate is closely linked to the body-mind. Without body-mind, there is no immediate. You understand? Therefore, you rise above the body-mind. The immediate just disappears like fog when the sun comes. There is no immediate left. This immediate is in place only when you are the body-mind. When you rise above the body-mind, even for the fun of it, just to see how it works, for that reason only, just sit and you tell yourself, I am rising above the body-mind. You tell yourself, you are already beyond the body-mind. And the immediate dissolves like fog. And you have reached the embrace of that inner Atma, which is Lord Sri Krishna. Mamupetya. You have to do it. It is doable. And then, but unfortunately, our focus is caught in the immediate, in the body-mind. Therefore, it is like a stranglehold with which we are stuck in the body-mind and the immediate that is created by the body-mind identification. So that is the stranglehold. And once you rise above that, you are already in the embrace of Lord Sri Krishna. Mamupetya. Those who do this simple job are called Mahatmanaha. What is Mahatma? You have to understand the word Mahatma. Don't be in a hurry to complete the verse. Why should I complete the verse? I don't understand why should I complete it. I have to complete Tattva Samanvayat Adhikaranam. That I have to complete. But this verse I need not complete. And I am not having any plans to complete it also. Because another Swami will come and he will complete it, not me. That is how this works, you know. So Mahatmanaha. Who are Mahatmas? Why Mahatma Gandhi is a Mahatma? Why we look at ourselves, Papoham, Papakarmaham, Papatma, what is this? You can be a Mahatma. So who is a Mahatma? You see, you look at the physical body. You regard it as your own, right? It is my own, like that you regard it. And what is the physical body? Pruthivi, Apaha, I am coming from below. Pruthivi, Apaha, Apaha is abdomen. Agnihi, Vayuhu, Akashaha. Throat and above. Throat is Akasha, predominantly Akasha. Mouth is also Akasha predominantly. Head is also Akasha predominantly. So not much stuff inside. Therefore that is also Akasha. So neck and above is Akasha. That is what I am. Pruthivyap tejo vayu Akasha. I have a name for it. Stack. It's a stack. Stack is likely to fall down. It will. It will. But now it is standing upright, you know, because life keeps it standing upright. That's why life has got a name Jiva. Jiva pranadharane, that is the verb. It keeps all these not organs, panchabhutas, the five elements, together with the organs and all that, made up of the panchabhutas only, nothing else. So Gandha is Pruthivi, like that. So this is stack. That is the stack. And I regard this stack as my own. That is what we do. Now, what is around this stack of five elements? What is around? Same stack of five elements. Pruthivyap tejo vayu akasha. Same. Not a wee bit different. Same stack. Only bigger in size. You see, you get a quintal of rice home. You bring a quintal of rice in a bag. You don't eat all of it in one go. You take some rice, cook it and eat. Next day take some more rice, cook it and eat. That is what you do. Similarly, there is Pruthivi all around. You take some Pruthivi from that and support this Pruthivi. You take some Apaha from that and support this Apaha. You take exchange heat from outside to inside, inside to outside, exchange heat. That exchange is happening all the time. It is all the time happening. Okay? So, in the winter also it is happening, in the summer also it is happening. Only the directions are slightly different. But it is never one way, it is always equilibrium. This is the nature is like that. In nature there is nothing like a static, it is always equilibrium. Just as Some heat is going outside, going out from the body, heat is coming from out into the body. Equilibrium. If the equilibrium is that side, that is called winter. If the equilibrium is this side, it is called summer. More or less it is equilibrium. You are in equilibrium with the heat, Agnihi. You are in equilibrium with the wind, universal wind. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You are in equilibrium. Akasha, there are no parts in it. Therefore it is one continuous element. It is Akasha, inside, outside. Therefore, from this description, what all I wanted to point out is, the entire creation, which is also a stack of 5, is your own body. Is your own body. Not only the small amount of rice that you are eating is your own, but also that entire bag, 1 quintal of rice is also your own. Right? Not only the small amount of water that you drink is your own, but also the entire universal water is your own. Same is the case with Vayu and other things also. Therefore, you have 2 bodies, personal body and universal body. Okay? So, who is the Mahatma and who is the Alpatma? Mahatma opposite is Alpatma. Alpatma is the one who regards this stack as his own or her own and disregards the entire universe as the other. That is Alpatma. Okay? It is like a bubble in the ocean thinks that it is different from the ocean. Is it? Is it different? It feels that way. You are a bubble in the ocean of the universe, in the ocean of life, in the ocean of 5 elements. You are a bubble, but you believe that you are different from the whole. You regard a small stack as your own. So this is the samsari that makes us very unhappy people and also very insecure people. I always loved this example. A fish in the ocean. Ocean is infinitely wide and a depth, unimaginable depth for the ocean. And the fish is in that ocean, huge ocean. You can call it infinite. And the fish is gliding smoothly, happily moving around. It never finds itself out of home or not at home. Fish is always at home and it is never afraid of the ocean. That is how it looks. We have not peeped into its head and its thinking what is going on in that consciousness, we don't know. But from the appearance it looks that the fish is very much at home. In the ocean it is very much at home. You see some of these big fish like a dolphin or whatever, very big ones. So if you look at them from a distance in the ocean, they are very much at home. They are not afraid of the ocean. I don't know why. Whereas we people, we are in this world of 5 elements which we ourselves regard as our own, but we are not at home. I don't know why. We are not at home and we are not at ease with the world. We are in confrontation with the world. We are afraid of the world. What a misfortune. All of this is ignorance. And that's because we are alpatmanaha. You see, in our petty-mindedness, or even simpler, in our pettiness, we create trouble, endless trouble for ourselves. As we remain petty, the trouble that we face is endless. That is how we live. That is the Alpatma, whereas Mahatma, the opposite. So you consider the wrong thing, negate it, and you arrive at the right thing. That is the method we adopt here. So Mahatmanaha, a realized soul considers the entire creation as his own body. Even when you sit here and now, you have a personal body and a universal body. You take the personal body to be your own and you disregard the universal body and therefore suffer. Fear, insecurity, etc. Mahatmas are not insecure. A Mahatma doesn't know where from his next square meal comes, but he is not worried. Whereas family, samsaris, they are eating food and still, while eating also they are worried where from I will get dinner. While eating lunch, worried about dinner. While eating dinner, worried about next day. Constantly insecure. That is how the samsaris live, because they isolate. This is called the isolation syndrome. You isolate yourself from the whole. And so, you recognize this small bad body as your own, but you refuse to recognize that there is a universal body, not just the small body, there is the universal body. You cannot have a wave without the ocean. You can have an ocean without the wave, but you cannot have a wave without the ocean. You cannot have a personal body without the universal body. You have to think about these things. These are very weighty things. Not just always thinking about a bank account and some silly relationship, and some worldly issues, and enormous self-concern. These consume us all through our life, to the point that we fail to see the basic truths of human existence. For example, I have not only this personal body, I have universal body also. The universe is also my body, as much as this small thing is my body. Those who realize this. So first step in the Mahatmahood is realize the universe also as your own body. Not only this, universe is also my own body. That you realize. That is the first step. And then as you grow into the vision, Mamupetya, as you grow into that vision, the separation between the personal body and the universal body recedes and recedes and recedes to a point where both become one. You got that? That is the Mahatma. Therefore, for a Mahatma, so all divisions have been swept away. Now, in the Mahatma's vision, there is no difference between a queen and a maid servant. Mahatma paid same respect and love to a queen as well as the maid servant. The divisions do not touch the Mahatma. All are equal. The whole universe is now my own body. All the divisions of the world are burnt to ashes in that divine wisdom. That is the Mahatma. So, therefore, whatever I am looking at is my own self. True, really. You see, if you ask Einstein, what is the different distance between the observer and the sun? What is the distance between the observer and the sun? Not distance. Distance is known, 8 light years, 8 light minutes. That is the distance between myself and the sun. That is Newton physics. Come to Einstein physics. Now it is not distance between myself and the sun. This is Gayatri Mantra. It is now the separation between myself and the sun. Not distance, separation. Because distance is only space. You have to include time also. Okay? So the separation between myself and the sun. Okay? So what is the separation? Is zero. Why? Because if the distance is x, take single axis, don't bother about 3 dimensions, take it as 1 dimension, collapse y and z into x. So if x is the distance, t is the time taken to cover the distance, there is a minus sign between the two, square root x square minus t square. As x increases, t also increases. As x decreases, t also decreases. Therefore, the separation between myself and sun is square root x square minus t square, which is equal to 0. That is Gayatri Mantra. How is that? Really? So, dhiyo yonah prachodayat. The same effulgence shining in the solar orb is also shining here brilliantly. Same time. Same time. There is no division, there is no separation at all. That is Advaita. And a Mahatma, when he looks at the sun is myself. The river is myself. The ocean is myself. The enemy is myself. The friend is myself. My Atma, Atma is the being, the existence includes the entire universe. So, whatever I see my own glory. I see a musician singing so well that I see, all that is my own glory. Truly, that's why there is no occasion for jealousy. There is only occasion for joy, not jealousy. If I know a little Vyakaranam, I come across a person who knows much more Vyakaranam, the grammar, Sanskrit grammar, I become joyous because all that glory of knowledge is myself. It is myself. And so, therefore, that is the Mahatma. And so, you see, if you care to know the truth, people do not care to know the truth. That is the problem. Then why they come to Vedanta class? Curiosity. I told this a few times. Let us see what is this. We know what is in the temple. And we are in a way tired of that also. Not only know it, the same blessed thing. How many times it will... you tell yourself, oh great, darshan, prasadam, tirtham. You tell yourself any number of times. You have to tell yourself one more time. But here, it seems it is also kind of religious only, because the guy looks very religious with marks on the face and dress and all that. So this is also religious, but seems to be of a different kind. So let us see what it is. Curiosity. And here you are not asked to commit to anything. If you go to temple, now what do you want? I want to do puja. Which puja? This puja. Pay 1,000 rupees and come in the line. So there is a mechanism which you have to follow, whether you like it or not. Whereas here, you need not have any commitment. You can go and sit in the chair, very comfortable chair, that too, and then lay it back. And see what this Swami tells. If Swami talks some interesting things, okay, we will continue to sit. Otherwise, what the hell, you can walk out. No, the food is to be served. Okay, you continue, bear with this Swami. This is how some kind of a curiosity, and idle curiosity. You don't have any other worthwhile thing to do, therefore idle curiosity. Or entertainment, because human beings have become, please bear with me, okay, I have already taken one loaded class. Now I am a bit flippant, okay? Please bear with me. So I forgot what I wanted to tell. It's okay. So the point is, we want some entertainment. Yeah, now I remember. What happened is human beings have lost their asmita, their existence, they have lost in the digital maya. One is no more a human being. He is merely an OTP or a CVV. That is what he is. Not a human being anymore. And you come to India, he is only an Aadhaar card and nothing else. Aadhaar card is digital, it is. So man has lost his existence, even his existence, in the digital maya. And has become an OTP. So this OTP man is looking very desperately for entertainment. That is what man wants. That is what people want. I am not exaggerating. Everybody wants entertainment. Why? Because everybody is fed up with oneself. He cannot stay with oneself. He or she cannot. One cannot stay with oneself. Therefore, one has to constantly run away from oneself. And the name of this running away process is entertainment. Entertainment provides some respite to oneself from oneself. Therefore, man wants entertainment desperately all his life. That's why entertainment in these advanced societies is a multi-billion-dollar industry. All entertainment. And now a stage come, the digital Maya has kind of covered the whole world to such an extent that this OTP man is searching for entertainment in the digital world. So, therefore, that game is going on. Now this Vedanta, some entertainment, it's okay, a change. Even this has become digital. So, a change, manoranjan. So, entertainment. That's why I come for Vedanta. So, people have become very insensitive. They are not sensitive to truth. They are, if I can say so, insensitivized. Can we say like that? Something like that. So they have been made insensitive. So the worldly things, the religious practices, the constant goading of people into religion and the world. In the world you have this, you have that. In the religion you can go to heaven, you can get this, you can get that. So they have become very insensitive to truth. It doesn't occur. We are caught in this Maya, in this myth. And we have to discover the truth. Otherwise, the life will go waste. It doesn't occur to them. Really, it doesn't occur. You see, are you okay with this flow? This is a stream. I don't know where from it came. I did not plan it. I wanted to say something else. But I am saying something else. That too when I am not at all interested in completing the verse. So, therefore, our life is like, if you take hot water at 80 degrees centigrade, 70 or 80 degrees centigrade, quite hot, and God forbid, only theoretical experiment, not real experiment, because it is violence. Even mental violence is prohibited. So theoretically speaking, like a Schrodinger's cat. Do you know that? Schrodinger's cat is not a real cat. It is an imaginary cat. Like that Swami TV's frog. Not Swami TV's frog really. It is, many Mahatmas have mentioned it earlier also. For the present, take Swami TV's frog, like Schrodinger's cat. So take this imaginary frog and drop into that hot water. Not real frog, God forbid. Then immediately the frog, it experiences intense heat and it will jump out of the water. And it suffers some burning sensation. Like when you suddenly drink a hot coffee and your tip of the tongue is burnt, you will have some discomfort, somewhat serious discomfort for an hour or two, or even for the whole day. Similarly, poor frog, it may have some discomfort, all right, of burning, but it has jumped out of the flask or the beaker in which hot water is there. It will jump, and it will jump and run away and suffers some burning sensation for a day, but it will live. Whereas, you take water at room temperature, put the frog in it, it is nicely sitting there. It may move around also a little. You provide a bigger vessel and start heating the vessel slowly. It is at 35 degrees water. Now make it 40. It slowly becomes 40, not in one go, slowly. So heat has to come from fire to the water, some mechanism. So conduction, convection or whatever. So heat travels by three ways. Conduction, and something is convection or whatever, and then radiation, like that. So slowly the heat comes into the vessel, then into the water. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, like that. It increases, comes to 40, 45, 50, 55. The frog will not jump out. It will be there. 60, 65. Frog will not jump out. Because now it is accustomed to the discomfort of higher temperature, and water comes to 70, and it now dies there. It doesn't occur to it that it has to jump out. You saw the difference between the two? Samsaris are like that frog. They are perfectly accustomed to the suffering of the world, and they are accustomed to or habituated to the pleasure-pain cycle. It doesn't occur to them that we have to break this cycle. It doesn't occur to them. What they do, they enjoy pleasure. It is invariably followed by pain. They are willing to pay the price of pain. So they are now anxious to go back into the pleasure mode. It's only a matter of time. You wait and you will go back into the pleasure mode. And but you in a hurry, okay, then hurry up and go into pleasure mode, get rid of this pain. If necessary, pay some extra money and get rid of this pain, so that you can go back into your pleasure cycle. No, money will not solve. Maybe some worships will solve it. So do some puja and go back get out of the pain cycle and enter into the pleasure cycle. The religion has become an accomplice in this cycle. This is how people, they use all the means at their disposal, the worldly as well as the religious, to continue in that pleasure-pain cycle. Only they are uncomfortable with the pain part of it, and they do all in their command to overcome it as quickly as possible and jump back into the pleasure, only to be followed by pain again. That is the punarjanma. That is how people live. That is how they have become utterly insensitive to the discovery of truth. I am telling about samsaris. You have all sacrificed important things and came and sit here. Therefore, I am sure that you care to know the truth. But those who have become insensitive, they don't care to know the truth. You know what they say, after retirement I will see. It is like saying, one is sick, he is asked, take care of health, get rid of this sickness and become healthy. He will say, after retirement I will become healthy. Will he say that? Something like that. So, therefore, if you care, that's why I said, if you care to know the truth. Having said that, I have explained it so much. If you care to know the truth, you have to establish yourself in divinity. Mamupetya. You cannot establish yourself in the kingdom of the devil, which is samsara. Hatred, desire, fear, and never-ending seeking, that is samsara. You cannot spend the whole time in that. You have to give it up and establish yourself in the divinity. So, then you will see yourself and your enemy as the same. That is called Mahatma. Mahatma Gandhi never looked at the British as enemy. He never looked at. Never. They are not the enemy. Of course, we ask them to leave because we can rule ourselves. Swaraj, that is what he said. We don't want British Raj. We want Swaraj. Only that much. He doesn't say British are enemies and we don't want enemies, we will fight them. Let us declare a war against the enemy. Not Mahatma Gandhi. He is not the one for that. In fact, some of the hotheads wanted to declare a war against the enemy. He cautioned against it. No, that is not the path I want to follow. But when they did not agree to his proposal, he walked out. Not for me. He has called off the Satyagraha when it took a violent turn. All the followers were, they could not believe it. You give a call for Satyagraha, means an agitation against the British Raj, not against British, against the British Raj only, for Swaraj. It is not against any person or any group of persons. And he gave a call for Satyagraha, agitational movement. And then there was some violence in one corner of India. India was such a huge country, a continent it is, now subcontinent. At that time it was a continent, with Pakistan and Bangladesh joined together. And one corner, one police station was attacked. One British officer was injured in violence and some police firing was there. 1 or 2 people died. He said, I am calling off the Satyagraha. Then people around him were stunned. Hey, what are you doing? We brought the Satyagraha to a crescendo and British government is shaking. Now you want to call off abruptly? He said, yes. Why? Because there is violence. For me, non-violence is more important than Swaraj. He called off. The Satyagraha was abruptly ended. Mahatma, you know what is Mahatma? Therefore, the day you see yourself and the enemy as the same self, that is the day you are the Mahatma. So, when you realize your oneness with all, that is the Mahatma. Not Piti Atma, vast Atma. Everything is myself. So, when you realize the truth of oneness, your oneness with the beloved, beloved is God. God is love, yomat bhaktas same priyaha. Love is God. So, when you realize your oneness with the Godhead, the armada of evils is drowned in the vast ocean of that oneness. That is the one who is called Mahatma. So, now the person whom we address as the third person is no more the third person. For the Mahatma, there is no first person, second person, third person division. All are one, the same Atma. So there is no myself, there is no yourself. There is only one self, which is the self of all. That is the Mahatma. So everything dissolves in that universal solvent of the pure being, the one without the second. This is all practical. What I am saying is practical, not utopian. It is very much doable. So, you feel that unity, that is all you have to do. Look at yourself. You feel that isolation, then that is a syndrome. Syndrome is not a good word. Don't think that that is good. No, it is not good. Syndrome is used for an affliction, I mean for a illness or whatever. Some syndromes which are there in the head, they are called syndromes. So, and then the syndrome could be in the body also, some illness. Therefore, this isolation is a syndrome. You just imagine you are a member of a family, suppose extended family, or family with quite a good number of people, say 6, 7, 8 people are there, you are a member of that family. You are happy in their midst to live with them. Even though it is a bit uncomfortable, but still you are happy to live in that family. But the moment the sense of isolation enters your head, I am not the entire family. I am myself. I'm making my own money, my own job. I'm eating in the family all right, but I'm doing my own job, making my own money, and I'm married also. And therefore now me and my wife, that is the sense of isolation. Once that comes, he cannot live in that family anymore. He has to go somewhere and take another flat and live there. This is called nuclear family. So that is the petty-mindedness. There may be some practical issues. I am not, just gave you an example only, okay? I am not suggesting to bring back a common family. I am not saying all of that. Just one example, okay? So what is a syndrome? Therefore, so instead of feeling that sense of isolation, I am separate from everybody. They are all others and I am the other. That is the feeling which is there all through the waking state. Very unfortunate, very sad. Just for a change, for a second, for a minute, you feel that unity. I am one with all. You feel that unity. So you visualize not only this small stack is my body, the entire universe is my body. The plants and everything is my body. Do you know what? The oxygen that you inhale is the oxygen that the plants throw out, the plants exhale. So, every molecule of oxygen, if you mark it, say, you can mark also. If you mark, there are trees there above, the woods are there, and they release oxygen. In this hall, we are releasing carbon dioxide, right? Now you mark that oxygen released by the woods, mark a few molecules, not atoms, molecules, O2, and mark the few carbon dioxide molecules that we are releasing here. And come tomorrow and check yourself and check the trees. These marked carbon dioxide molecules will be found in the tree bark. And the marked oxygen molecules will be found in your tissue, heart, muscle, this and that. You are what the trees are. The trees are what you are. You followed? There was an experiment, again theoretical experiment, not practical, like Schrodinger's cat. You take a frog, a small plant, green, very fresh plant, a sprout, a plant which sprouted of a seed, a small plant. Like this leafy vegetable plant will be there, a small one. Now, you put a dome over the frog. Now it is isolated from the atmosphere, the frog. And it will be inhaling oxygen, exhaling carbon dioxide. If you do not remove this cover quickly, it will die. You put the same dome on this plant, which is shining fresh, not a big thing, a sprout, a small sprout. It is exhaling oxygen, inhaling carbon dioxide, and if you do not remove it within the hour, then the balance will be gone and the sprout or the plant will die. Okay? Now you put the frog and the plant side by side and put the dome there. They will live forever. Only you have to supply some food and water. Otherwise, for the period in which the plant died, in which the frog died, for the same period or even more extended period, they both live happily because the oxygen inhaled by the frog is supplied by the plant and the carbon dioxide inhaled by the plant supplied by the frog. We are able to inhale oxygen only because the woods are exhaling oxygen and vice versa. If you take away the forests from the planet, the humanity will vanish in no time. Therefore, it is one Atma, the same Atma, and you take that entire universe as your own body, the beasts, the birds, The mountains and the trees are my own self. Nothing is separate from me. And the rivers, the water bodies, etc., the oceans with their ocean currents, etc., are not very much different, are very much like the blood circulating in my arteries and whatever vessels of the body. Okay? So, the sun and moon are like my eyes. They say also in this Nama Soma Suryagni Lochanaya Namaha. Just for fun's sake they say. They say all the things we say without meaning one thing. That is the misfortune. That is how the religion has become very mechanical and very arbitrary, not saying things without meaning anything. Prayers are also like that. They are in some language which we do not know. And therefore, the burden of knowing is not there. Just the act of repeating is there. The burden of knowing is not there. Therefore, you are safe. You have the armor of ignorance. Nothing can penetrate that armor. As far as these Sanskrit prayers are concerned, ignorance is bliss. So the one who knows the prayers, he becomes red in the face, I tell you. Very difficult. Thank God, I always feel good about it. Thank God they don't know the meaning. Because this is my prarabdha that I get the meaning immediately. And so I am a bit disturbed. That is my prarabdha. Therefore, the sun and moon are like my own eyes. So, there is only one consciousness, the universal consciousness, which is working throughout the universe. It is this realization of spiritual unity with all. Not physical unity, physical also unity only, but the unity, spiritual unity with all. So, that is the ultimate aim of true religion. Mamupetya Mahatmanaha. That is not the popular religion. In popular religion, you don't join anything else. You remain what you are, the petty person. You go to heaven also, there also you remain petty person. You see, suppose the person is in India, he is a petty. He goes to Dubai. What is Dubai? Dubai is a Trishanku heaven, it is. So you go there. Then what is the heaven? America. Between earth and heaven, there is a Trishanku's heaven. You know that? So similarly, when we travel from India to here, we briefly land in Dubai, the Trishanku Svarga, and then take another flight and come to the Svarga. So, therefore, the religious mind remains petty, whether he is on the earth, or in Trishanku's heaven, or in the actual heaven. So people go to Dubai, remain petty-minded. They come to America, remain petty-minded, in the isolation syndrome. Therefore, the popular religion has no way of uplifting people. It keeps people in their isolation syndrome. That's why I am talking of the true religion. So, in the true religion, you realize the spiritual unity with all. So, you can do that. That is not difficult. But all you have to do is drive away malice, jealousy, hatred, spite, rivalry, competition, ambition, etc. So from the heart, you drive away. And practice to love all as your own self. Begin with a plant. Don't touch it, don't disturb it. Treat it as your own self. A tree, same way. A bird, an animal, a human being, whosoever, they are all so your own self, the same self. One Mahatma told me, your attitude is different from my attitude. My immediate reply was, attitudes may be different, Mahatma Ji, we are one in spirit. Really. Attitudes may be different, body is different, color is different, thinking is different, mind is different, eyesight is different, everything is different. These physical and psychological things which are unreal, they are different, all right, but our spirit is the same. I always like this example. On the movie screen, hero and villain are entirely different in the plot. But in their spirit, namely the light, they are same. They are one and the same. Therefore, so you practice to love all like your own self. Forget and forgive. Forget the enmity and forgive those whom you are likely to consider as enemies or opponents or adversaries. So you forgive them and forget any enmity that could be there. So, and particularly fault finders will be there. You forgive them and treat them or look at them as your own self. Adversaries, there are no adversaries. It is some kind of a movement in the unreal world. Therefore, there are no adversaries. They are all the self. So, you practice this love towards all. This is the loving kindness meditation. You do that, then you can attain the highest stage of realizing your oneness with all. That is called Mahatma. Not only Mahatmanaha, Mamupetya also is included in this discussion. So, the diversity is only an appearance. It is not real. In this seeming diversity, you realize the universal unity. You realize that, then in your life you will not have any reason or even any occasion to worry or to fear. You will not know what is insecurity. You are free from fear and you are free from desires. That means you attain your your godhood or Brahman, not godhood, Brahmanhood you attain. So such persons are called Mahatmanaha. Why plural? Because every one of us can be that. That's why plural. Mahatmanaha mamupetya. Then what happens? Samsiddhim paramangataha. That will come in the third Sunday of this month. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya.
Okay, Purnima ji. Pratima ji.